He's like, hey, pause though, yeah, pause.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll be like, fuck.
You gotta have certain rules,
You do
man.
your own thing like, fuck.
Hey, you have to have certain rules, bro.
Nah, fair enough though. But yeah, no, I still got cups in that. You can therefore. This is a big thing, fam. I won't even finish. I had this. I only opened this morning.
Hey, you know, there's actually a spot, yeah. I forgot where. I think it might be in Camden, innit? There's actually. I'm not downplaying it, but like it's their business. Shout out to them for doing it, regardless. But they actually have a spot where they're just selling cereal.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think
Like, they have
There's a
bare-
couple places. There's
they
one
have
in
bare-
Greenwich. No, they don't sell cereal.
No, I
they
think
sell
it's
sweets.
Camden one still.
It might be Camden.
And they got black bears.
No, it's Shoreditch.
Yes.
Isn't it Shoreditch?
Camden's
close
one of
enough,
these.
innit?
It's Shoreditch.
Yeah.
It's Shoreditch. It's Shoreditch. It's
I won't
Shoreditch.
go
It's
there.
all
though.
the hipster drive. But yeah.
You never been there before?
Nah, yeah, but it's not a place I'll go.
Why?
Cereal fucking
Go-
It's not exciting to you to find out like different kind of cereals and shit.
I got cereal in the
bro.
evening for myself.
I know my favorite cereal already, cause
Bro, there could be another one out there.
No,
Hidden
they
gem.
they collect like limited like, edition like
There
rare
could be a hidden
cereals,
gem out
yeah,
there,
but-
my G. And you're thinking, bro,
that's just
you gotta
extra.
find
fam.
that.
That's like for me telling me, yeah, there's a shop that sell bare chewing gum, bruv.
What? So basically, you don't really like cereal then? I'm guessing.
No, it's nothing big to me.
What's your favorite cereal?
Some little one too. It's called what's it called?
Wait, what?
It's a little one.
What's it called though?
I'm trying to remember the name.
How can it be your favorite if you got remember?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's called Pillow Nuggets.
Pillow nuggets.
It's called Pillow Nugget.
Wait, why is that funny?
wait.
Why is that funny?
Wait.
You know,
Your favorite cereal is
aye.
Pillow-
Why?
No, wait, time out. This nigga Jonny, yeah?
Yeah.
Muscles and all
Muscles
that shit.
him at his big age. You would never see
Big beard and that, yeah?
and he's eating.
Hey, yo,
a
bro,
cereal
what's your
called-
favorite cereal? Pillow Nuggets. I'm dead.
Hey, yo,
Hey.
big up my pillow nugget.
Wait.
got Pillow Nuggets in them, man.
So what you want to say? What protein crunch? Is that?
Is that why? He,
Yeah, but that's what you would expect.
That's why he hesitated. He was like, "What? Wait, what's the name
Yeah,
of it?"
yeah,
He was
trust
like,
me, he was
"What-
gonna
what?"
say
No, I actually can't remember. I couldn't remember.
Yes, you can. You can't forget a name like pillow nugget.
What's your favorite cereal?
Frosties.
Why did you say It should have come straight.
No, try and come for me.
Try.
No, Frosties are pillow
Are
nuggets.
we not going to laugh at him for liking Frosties?
Frosties
What's
slap.
wrong with Frosties?
That's like
man?
kids cornflakes, bro.
Coming from the Don that's talking about pillow nuggets.
Like, wait, cool, guy. Man's
Yeah,
getting
okay, the
Hey,
whole
man's getting heated, man's getting heated. What's yours?
You better ain't got no
Why am
pillow.
I really bantering me over
Cocoa
cereal?
Pops,
You better ain't
Cocoa
got my
Pops,
pillow
Cocoa
nuggets. What's going on?
That's
boss?
childish.
What?
Cocoa
Cocoa
Pops is
Pops.
childish.
That is childish.
You know
That's
what?
childish.
How is that childish, bro?
won't-
Childish. How is that childish?
I won't
Just
cap
there
it.
sitting listening to all the crackles and that. I know you do that, so I know you do that.
No, I don't, bro.
Man just there staring, listening to the cracks.
No, I won't lie to you. Yeah. Like, Cocoa Pops is like in that middle of like you could be an adult and also a kid.
Man said you could be an adult.
No,
Are you
because
mad
Frosties
enough?
is like universal. It's like
No,
cornflakes.
no, wait.
Yes.
No. Frosties and cornflakes is not in the
Why?
same
Because
thing.
it's got sugar on it.
Yes.
And it's got a tiger.
Yes, even more so. Yes, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Trust
But
me.
yes.
Man brought up the tiger, you know, the carrot.
What's his
the
name?
carrot-
What's his
yeah,
name?
don't cat, you know.
You got Tony the Tiger. Everybody knew this though. I don't know why you like acting.
See,
This
we've
here-
all explained it, and it sounds like all you guys are more childish than me.
No, Frosties
How?
is
Are you
universal.
dumb?
Say yours again.
Pillow nuggets.
Pillow nuggets. Here's the name of that. Hey, you man ain't got no pillow nuggets. What's going on in here?
I think I'm asking the staff members.
You just asked in the band.
Yeah.
So is this all you lot got? Like on the shelf? This is all you lot.
You man ain't got no pillow nuggets.
I think I say the name, bro. I'll just go pick it up, bro.
Exactly, but you have a reason why you don't say out loud. They be looking like
No, I don't
pillow
need to because they
nuggets.
always have it.
Use your shopper. Look at this casual shopper.
Regular.
No, alright, cool. When you man, actually, I'm gonna buy a box each for you, man. Try it, and that'll be your favorite.
You're gonna buy a box each.
I swear, my life.
Remember he
So what's
said
it
this
like though? What's it
on
what's,
air.
What's it
It's
like?
it's like a wheat. Yeah, I think Kellogg's got their own version, but it's not as nice. It's like a wheat, but it's got chocolate in the middle.
Oh, I hear that.
So wait, hold on.
I hate how it
the
looks
wheat-
So
like.
what makes?
It's
So
like
what
the
makes? So wait. What makes Cocoa Pops childish?
It's just childish.
Just 'cause of the
it
crackle
looks
in it.
childish, fam.
How?
I can just imagine in a toddler's bowl, cuz that's
toddler's bowl?
Childish. Mine are big boy crunches. Yours is like little.
But what's it
little-
called though?
You know what it is?
Yours is called Cocoa Pops.
It's
bro.
not- yeah, but yours is called
You mean-
Pillow Nuggets.
You've been
Man, he's
screaming
nuggets for
that.
breakfast.
You've been screaming that since you was 3.
No, I
You've been
haven't.
screaming Cocoa
How's
Pops
the
since you
song
was
going
3.
I
again?
haven't. No,
How's
I
the song again? Cause
don't
I'd
know.
rather have a... It's like, I'd rather have a bowl of cocoa.
No, I don't know the song. Though.
You've been screaming that
I
because
don't know
you
the
was 3.
song.
Mum, can I get some Cocoa Pops? You get me? The only thing that's
maybe.
changed. The only thing that's changed is your voice has been getting deeper. Yes, that's
Maybe
it.
innit, maybe innit.
I bet you still use the same bowl you used 10 years ago.
No,
bro.
no.
Don't lie, fam. Same spoon. There's Nick
Cool.
spoon.
Don't
Don't let him draw him out.
There's a
Don't
Nick
let him draw
spoon
you
on
out.
it.
He might be
It's
doing the
not
same
that
thing.
setup.
He might be doing the same
and the K is the other way around.
thing. Yeah, shit. Big up Kellogg's.
Nah, but you better try to get that to me for my cereal, fam. I don't know.
No, but it's just a name, bro.
Yeah, man said Scottish oats. What
And
you
I've
mean,
been
bro?
to your yard.
Yeah,
How
there
have
you
I
go.
never seen
Cool.
that?
Say
Yeah,
nothing, bro.
dead food. Like, it's oats
It's
is
boring,
oats.
but you get me.
It's
You're
a
trying to
grown
do
man
the
thing,
whole-
innit?
Yeah, it
So
sounds
I'm
grown,
adult
innit?
thing, innit?
I'm still young.
Trying to get my
innit?
fibre.
Alright.
Man's youthful.
Same.
I mean, youthful. That's the same.
Ew, young.
Nah.
Man never be looking at this and that like,
Cocoa
raw,
Pops
so
and
he's this
pillow.
hench. Do I just have to keep eating pillow nuggets?
I don't eat them all the time though.
Like a
It's like
special treat
yeah,
kind
like
of
it's
thing,
like a
innit?
treat thing.
Nah, I heard that.
Like, and because like I never when I'm going to my house, I never go past. I never come from a way where I'm going past little.
But if
so
you
I can get
are,
it.
you definitely might be
Yeah.
making
And
quick
it's always
big
there
talk.
because who eats pillow nuggets, fam? That's the first time I ever heard that shit.
It actually is the first time. No, it's my first time. It's my first time.
Moving on.
Yeah. I don't even know what the caption for this one's gonna be, boy. But yeah.
Nah, bro.
Definitely gonna be.
Nah.
Definitely, I'm making it pillow nuggets.
Hey,
No,
the
but a
topic-
New Year's resolution, my one, yeah, that's what we was originally talking about. You man start flaming me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I want to wake up at 5. Like, I want to go. To be honest, I used to do this like before. Wake up at 5 like every day.
Yeah.
I want to get back to doing that. Waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
It's important still. Like
Yeah.
I've had conversations about it. Like it's vital that you do that.
Yes, also.
It's just wavy, fam.
You know what it is, yeah?
That army mentality and that.
This guy's gonna look into the army for anything. You know what it is? It's amazing what you can get done early enough in the day.
Bro.
Like just waking up, doing what you can, and then when you clock it, like if you're used to that same schedule, but then like you woke up early, and obviously it hurts in the beginning, but then when you've done your thing, you look at time like, right, it's only getting to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, but last year I was doing it on and off. Like, I would only do it on days that I'm going, like I want to go gym in the morning before work.
Yeah.
Then I'll wake up early.
Yeah,
and go
yeah,
gym.
100.
One time I woke up, it was the winter, innit? One time. You know when you come to my house, you're only getting the shortcut way.
Yeah,
You know when you come out just before the corner shop, that turn.
yeah.
So man's walking here early in the morning, there must be ice on the floor.
Oh,
yeah.
mad thing.
So man's, I think I was jogging. I don't think I was jogging, I think I was just walking normally, yeah. Bust the corner, boom, slipped, yeah. You know when you slip and you graze your hand, but cause it's cold, like you haven't cut anything, but cause it's cold, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you feel
stinging.
it, yeah.
Man just had to lie on the floor for like a good.
No way.
I saw my life for like a good 10 seconds. I was like, cause I was
And it's
sketchy.
like, what,
No, do you know what
5,
it
6
is,
in the
yeah?
morning?
Because of where it is, because of where the location is, yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone didn't see me, if anyone was walking past, yeah, and they might not see me slip and fall. If I got up too quick, they would have known that I slipped in it.
Yeah.
So man, I had to just, cause say you're walking by, and say if you're walking up the road, it would be in your peripheral, innit?
Yeah.
If you just see someone getting up off the floor in your peripheral, and you look, it's like, oh, you must have slipped.
You must have
The
slipped,
man
yeah,
just
yeah.
chills for like 10 more seconds, like, alright, let me just, in case
tell
anyone's
you.
walking by, let me just,
What, did you actually lay on the floor?
bro,
Like,
man was on my back, bro, I slipped backwards, bro.
yeah, but don't you think it would have caused more attention? Because then when they looked at you
What?
like, oh, what happened to him?
I want to understand the situation. Did you have your back?
Yeah, luckily I had my back, I had my duffel bag on my side, innit? So then I just slipped back, yeah, I was like,
Yeah, but don't you think that would have caused more attention? They would have been looking at you like, why is he just...
yeah, but like, it was just one of them, it was a mixture of, alright, let me just, like, I can't believe it. You know when he's like, fam, I can't believe I just slipped, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it was an L, fam. It was the biggest L, but luckily I was by myself. I was just thinking, fam.
Looking like meat meal and shit when you sit on the stairs.
I was thinking, fam.
Yeah.
It's
This CCTV
It's
out
waking
there,
up this
probably
early.
like that.
It's waking up this early worth it, fam? Is it really worth it?
It woke you up though, innit?
Fam, I was
was
like, you know, let me
woke
just
up.
get my ass in the gym. That's
If that was
it.
No,
me,
that's-
bro, I'll probably turn around and go back to my yard.
Fam, I was this close to doing that, bro.
I would have dropped her thought, no,
And then go the
But then
wrong
you
way
go
round.
God's
fam,
clearly
but
telling
deep
me,
it,
stop doing
It's
this, bro.
5 a.m. You're gonna go back to your yard. I'm not in the mood to sleep anymore, so I'm just gonna be chilling in my yard till it's time to
Yeah,
get
but
ready
who's
for
even
work.
up that early anyway? Like, I would have been like, no.
It was even at 5 because I woke up at like 4:45, got my stuff, bounced to the gym, and that happened. I was like, fuck.
Did you have a good session though?
I can't remember the session still.
You don't remember the session?
No, I just remember that sick, bro.
I remember there's bare sessions where you wake up early.
And I remember because my hair was killing, bro.
On that side here.
Yeah,
when it
that's
hurts.
yeah.
That's the worst one.
I think when I landed, my arm went like that,
Yeah.
and then it grazed off the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, that's the worst one. I think I still got some.
Because
Trying to stop yourself
because the
like
ground was icy, it didn't scratch my skin. It just like gave me a little
Yeah.
burn, innit?
Remember that burn when you was there just curling your bars? Like, fucking hell, bro.
Bro, even when I finished and I was showering in the gym, I could feel it.
Feel it more time.
It's Pete, fam.
But Kofi, what's your New Year's resolution, MG?
I think my thing, yeah, is like to summarize, yeah, just be a lot more confident in my decisions and think of that more of like, it's always good to think for others, but it's also good to think in my lane. Like if I feel like, you know what, go your gut feeling or something like this, innit? Like, because I'm around bare confident people, innit? Like people who are actually more confident in themselves and that, innit? Which is cool because everyone is confident in themselves in their own way.
Yeah.
My thing is going off in terms of like, just know exactly that if this is what you're doing, or this, even if it's a thought, even if it's just a lane that you're trying to chase, always stay ahead of that and just don't feel fazed by it. Just go through it, innit? So my thing's always been like that. Then apart from that, it's really just like, I don't know, I think year by year, I'm just knowing more and more clearer, like each lane. Obviously, I'm going into and heading out into. Obviously, again, part of my acting, I know exactly how I'm going about it, but it's more of a thing where, I think probably last year, I was a lot more intimidated by others because a lot of times, again, it's easy for people to just look at somebody else's kind of like story, especially with socials. You know, everyone's going to look at each other's story and think to themselves, damn, he went from here to here, so. Whereas for me, it's like, nah, they got there, and a lot of advice I've gotten from other actors is like, literally, I got here knowing about, I was focusing on myself, innit? Like, don't worry about them, don't worry about them.
Yeah,
they got this agent.
no one what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very easy
Unless
to
it's
say
for
that.
inspiration.
Yes.
Or
No, but
motivation.
that's the thing. You do that in the beginning for inspiration. You do it when you look at others. You look at it in inspiration.
Yeah.
But it can turn from just inspiration to then also going into more like intrigued. How did he get here then? Then from intrigued, then it goes to, I ain't stepped my game up to get to that point there. I need to get to that. Then it goes from. Then
But that's where it should stop.
Yeah,
Yes,
but I think
exactly.
that's what I'm saying. That's when it's like on the edge.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
need to that question you
Find
said,
that
how do I
balance.
step my game up? That's a very important question
Yeah.
that I don't think a lot of people ask themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people need to ask themselves that. But then you need to kind of have the mentality to not turn it or make it fall into like a jealousy thing or an envy thing, but lean to the side of like motivation and inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
And learning, bro, because learning is vital. Like when you see someone doing something, and you're thinking, yeah, exactly. Like how did they do this? How did they get from that point to that point? And then you're thinking, well, I got to step my game up.
But that's-
Maybe I was in that situation, but they've just like took advantage of it. I didn't. So like, cool. You learn that, and then you put it into practice.
It might be an opportunity to learn. If you can reach out to them to learn directly from them.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Always. It's always hard, like, and the funny thing is, you get in this community, especially like the London community of actors. I've always said, is not as big as people think. Like, there's a lot of man who I know I've seen in short films, and I'm like, oh, I was in an audition with him just the other day. Like, the community is actually very tight. So that there even are times where, let's say, we audition for a certain role. Obviously, everybody's there. Like, you know, you have bare actors and so and so.
Yeah.
You audition, cool. Not everyone gets it. But the next audition, let's say you're finding your own lane. You don't know about this person. You probably forgot their name. You just run to them like, oh, you're da-da-da from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember you from da-da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, it's like an actor's kind of hub. Like people just start chatting, normal. Like lucky enough, I even got on the production where I knew the girl because we auditioned for another team.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I remember you. Da-da-da-da. And it's just more of a thing where everyone encourages.
Hey, which one's that one? Is that's not.
Nah, so, actually, no, I think it is.
No,
It might be.
I'll tell you that off mic.
No, but you know,
The glove is real.
but it's just encouraging because again, I think in this lane, a lot of people, and if you're not, it depends then, because it really just shows how far you really get if that's how your personality is. But everybody's kind of accepting and humble. But I've also learned not to be afraid of asking just enough questions. So if I feel like I'm pestering you, and if I feel like I'm actually on you, like, hey yo, so you did this last time, but da-da-da-da. And then they'd be like, no, just do like that. And then that's it, cool. It could be a day afterwards. Hey bro, da-da-da-da. Fam, I've now learned to think where it's like, don't even feel awkward. Like if that's hunger, I think they should understand it. If they don't understand it and they see this guy's annoying, I'm like, well then maybe they're just not genuine. They show out.
I think sometimes also to maybe help you with that, it may be the way you I say approach it. If you teach yourself in a way to speak or ask questions that give you a lot of information back, instead of you having to ask a lot of so ask probably more open-ended questions where it gives them a platform to talk for a long time whilst you taking the information. Instead of asking them direct things that you want to find out of.
Asking them about themselves, and then more times they kind of go off themselves and they say it and how obviously what they went through.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like that's another thing for me is to become better at handling conversations, especially important conversations. Because if you know how to control conversation, you can get a lot of things that you want. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like when you get into, especially if you're like negotiating or whatever, people end up coming out of like a rubbish deal or like just a rubbish outcome because they weren't able to take control of the conversation or they weren't able to like exert what they actually want. You know what I'm saying? They came, they said what they want, but then they just took what they could get or what was offered.
And I get a bit of that from both what you just said and what you just said. Like I get a lot of that in terms of like you see in the fashion industry when you're trying to like find distributors, when you're trying to find the right fabrics, when you're trying to actually like build relationships with these people, you end up having to harbour those things. Like you're trying to have a conversation, but you're trying to have a conversation not on a yo mate, I need to use you to do something. How much do you want to pay? You want to make it like you want to liaise with them. You want to have a conversation and make it so that you guys are friends. Like he actually likes your.
I'll tell you, man, a few books that I'm reading that helps with that. Just kind of talking. Because the books I'm reading are more towards sales, but the principles is more kind of like taking control of conversations. Or
you
like,
told me about that.
I told you about one of them. I'm reading another one called The Challenger Cell, but the other one, what's the name? I remember the name. Pitch Anything. That book is about basically how to pitch any idea you have to any type of audience, because you're gonna get a number of opportunities to figure out what type of audience you're actually pitching to, and then there's always kind of a few different strategies that you would use depending on what type of audience they are. So if there's people that are very factual, so maybe you're speaking to people but they just care about the numbers, so the statistics, there's a way to kind of make your pitch more interesting so they won't focus on that. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a startup or you're a prospect, you ain't got that much statistics to back you up. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really want them to focus on that. And there's people who like, they might want to take care of the conversation because maybe they're the one who's funding you. But then you need to find out a way to actually turn the conversation around and keep yourself in power. Because even though you need a bit of their money, it's still your product and you don't want them to have the final say on your product. You know what I'm saying?
They want you more than you.
Yeah, you need to, so you need to want them, want you more than you need them. So that's how you have to kind of position yourself. Like, listen, I can take my deal and go and find someone else to fund me. And then at the end, they'll feel like they're losing out. So it just teaches about it. I think it's proper. I think it's a very good skill to learn, especially if you ever want to be an entrepreneur, either run your own business or like just kind of inspire people.
I'll keep it real. I think that's how I feel. That's how I think over here, cause like this is not even to throw shade on. Obviously, the man that can't even see the big G sign, so they don't really know.
Go closer.
They man can't really know where we're recording that right now, innit? But obviously, these man they brand themselves, innit? So I know that these man obviously were fortunate enough to use this as a spot and location to film at. You know, beautiful sound equipment and that. But end of the day, we're creating our own lane, innit? This is our lane. They've got theirs, innit? So they can only thrive off the money they get from us. Like, obviously, yes, of course, they got their own ventures and that, innit? Again, I ain't throwing shade. I'm just saying that I see it as a thing where it's like, when I come here and we book our times and obviously we're here to do our thing, it's like, I want everything that I need now, cause I pay good money for this. We pay good money for this. It's our brand.
There's a certain level of expectation you need.
Yeah.
Because even though you might be using another person's platform, you're still working on your own craft.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's yours. And no one goes anywhere without anyone else's help. No, there's never been one person that's got into somewhere that no one helped them, bro. Yeah. Like, even the greatest people that's like, I've rise from riches. For some reason,
I know it sounds
everyone got help.
But
everyone
Dame Dash is the only one that says he just does everything on his own. He probably never had anyone to help him do anything.
No, but I feel like there's somebody.
Some of this guy, bro.
I feel like somebody.
That's what he says. Everyone knows. Like, even you know the people that are around him that helped him, gave him a platform.
But he never pays homage and says, I was studying under this person. This person.
That's probably just a character.
He's just like, I've never had a boss and this, that, and the other. I'm thinking, brother, are you mad?
He says that a lot. Because I remember there was a time where he was on the Breakfast Club and him and Envy kind of got into it because there was a time where he was like, how me personally, I can't see my kids working under somebody in it. Whereas envy was seen in a way where most of us see, like, listen, even if you're doing a 9 to 5, yes, you're working under somebody, but it's when you're trying to get into another
Place.
exactly. Like, you're only just staying where you're having for the meantime, but it's not as if it's your life forever.
I think
he just couldn't see it.
Yeah, it depends.
But you
innit?
can't be
And
teaching
it's-
kids that, bro.
Well, that's the
I think
mindset
it's
for
one
you,
of them
innit?
ones. It depends also how the kids take it in. So it's one of them ones you're gonna have to wait to see how his kids turn out, bro.
Fam.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that they might turn out to be the people who just expect everything
Done
given
for
to them
yeah.
or done for them,
Yeah.
or they could turn out to be the people who never say no, because they're not going to settle for working for someone else. So even though they might be doing for a certain amount of time, they're not going to stop working. Their work ethic is going to be mad. But you don't know how it's going to turn out, innit? So even though the wording or the teaching might be not the best, the way the students will interpret it themselves.
I
That's
hear
what
it.
counts.
I hear it.
But
For
their
us,
teaching is still very important.
Vital still.
I hear it for us, yeah, but I think it's so easy for him to say that about his kids now because of the lane. I know a lot of these celebrities says that, I didn't even spoon fed them, they had to work for themselves, but let's keep it real, fam. Even me right now, I still have to make ends meet, but whose house am I still living under? I'm still getting it fed a little bit, not fully. So I know that the financial backing that you've got now that you've built yourself up, because you started from the mud, your kids are still going to have a little bit of a benefit. Not obviously, you're not going to give them everything, but it's kind of easy for you to say that for your kids because I know that one, you love them unconditionally. Two, I'm pretty sure if they're going to say,
a good start in there.
I'm pretty sure if they said, Dad, I love that mentality that you've raised me with. I'm not trying to work for nobody.
Yeah.
So then obviously the dad's going to be like, yeah. So let's make you some money, but not from them. Of course, where they're going to go to, it's obviously going to be from him.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like for us, even now, I wouldn't even instill that into my child. I hope, of course, we teach them in a way where we can still let them know that, listen, not everything's given. But there are times where you might have to work under somebody. Doesn't mean as if like, oh, okay, you don't have financial backing. Because I'm hoping, of course, knock on wood, we're all there. But at the same time, I want them to also understand.
I think it's the way you... I think it's always about the way you interpret things, isn't it? And I think, for me, that's something I started realising quick. Like, I'll say from maybe like the year 2015 onwards.
Yeah.
From 2015 to... What year did I hurt my shoulder?
Boy.
2016.
Catalogue.
You know this, bro.
I'm asking you,
He knows
because
this,
you
bro.
should know.
Okay, you said 2015, yeah?
I heard it. I heard it first year.
Shoulder. Okay, 2016.
First year of your uni.
2016.
Cool.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll say from 2016.
Myself.
I'll say from 2016 onwards to like 2018. I say that'll probably be my biggest growth period, because that's when I started learning a lot. Like without being or getting recognition for the work you do, or without being in the spotlight, or people seeing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I got a lot of time to like work in the shadows, work out in the limelight, work on myself, like my mindset, all of that. And one thing I think that's very important is always about the way you interpret things. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can see it like it's like very simple. You can see like a glass that's half empty or half full. It's always about the way you view things, innit? So sometimes when you said even that thing, you never might have to work for someone.
Yeah.
Even though there's a period you're gonna have to work for someone. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
It depends how you look at that. You could look at it as a learning stage instead of I'm working for someone. I was like, this is my learning stage.
Yeah.
Because when it's time for me to take a test or go out into the world by myself, I've had my years of learning, my years of mistakes, all of that behind me. So I can now step out and work for myself, start this business, whatever I'm doing, because I've had that. I know where it is. Like, and when you're learning, you have to actually learn specific things.
Yeah.
So you don't just work for someone for the sake of working with someone. You have to be there while it's actually learning. That's why I call it a learning stage, because you're maybe looking at the CEO. What time does he get to work? What time does he leave? You're looking at your manager. How does he manage his time? How does he manage his tasks? Like, whatever you're looking at, there's always something to take out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to make the most out of your time.
Yeah, no, mess with that still.
So
And I think the older we get, fam, our time is going to be, in terms of free time, is going to be limited.
the older you get, the less you should work. The more efficient you should be. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more efficient you should
Because
be.
the
I won't
more
say
you
the
learn,
less
innit?
you work, because there's going to be certain circumstances that you're going to have to work hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say the less you work, but the more efficient. You're able to, you should hit more birds with less stones.
Yeah, no, I feel that still.
I heard that for sure.
I don't know, fam.
But
Next thing, what you man
let's
Think about-
get to these topics.
what you man think about clubbing then?
Listen,
Clubbing for 2020.
think
clubbing
every
for
year-
me, clubbing for me is like it's like a myth now.
Yeah.
Like man's not really
It's not on you.
over
yeah.
the past, like I don't know, 9 months. I'm not really that excited about it, bro.
Mm.
Like I'm going there and you're just seeing these like thirsty people, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Like,
thirsty.
if I go to a club,
I
yeah.
know you got some stories for me, bro.
if I go to a club, yeah, I'm ready. Like I look at the time, bro. I'm like, I'm ready to leave.
I'm ready to leave.
I like when
Yeah,
they
when you
leaving,
cutting.
bro. Y'all saying?
I never had you man down as club people, fam. Like, ever.
There was times we
a
go to
period.
2-2s, but I
was a
got
period.
tired. I got tired quick, bro. And remember what I said on the radio show, fam. Like for me personally,
Yeah.
and I don't want to like give no offense to anyone. You can go out, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you can
know
go
what I'm
out and
saying?
enjoy yourself, get
And
drunk.
all
whatever,
the
yeah.
club promoters and whatever. I'm not trying to take no money from them. Yeah. But
Don't
for
mess up
me
their bag.
personally, if I go to a club and I ain't got a table, I don't know why I'm there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I never used to see like that until when he said it. I was thinking, you know what? That's actually true. When
Bro,
you don't
true,
have a
bro.
table and you're at a club,
That you
it's
could-
shit.
Bro,
What
it's
are you doing,
dead,
fam?
bro.
You're just standing there. A
standing
couple
in a
people step on
crowded-
your crepes.
Bruv.
Like it's mad sweaty.
Fam,
in
You
the
know what I'm saying?
Sweaty, hot.
But imagine there's no space on the wall to lean on,
Loudspeakers
bro.
in my
You're
ear.
just there standing.
You don't want that kind of vibe, bro.
You're standing up when you don't have to stand up, bro. That's
you don't want to
labor.
be touched and
What's
that.
worse is when you're standing and you ain't got nothing to hold. Like you know you're
Exactly.
standing. It's like, do I put my hands in my
You're like,
pocket?
yeah, like.
Like I have to.
No,
have
nothing to
something in
hold
my
is
hand.
mad in a club.
Because
Imagine standing there with nothing to hold, like just your phone, but there's
it's
no
normal.
data in there now.
No signal, bro.
There's no signal at
It's
all,
just
bro.
normal to me. Like I have to have.
You
something
can't
in
make
my
a
hand.
snap, bro. That's peak,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. But
Yeah,
then-
you can make the snap, but you got to upload it when you get to your yard.
I think there's very few people that go to clubs for the fact of going to a club. I think they go for social media to post like I went out. Unless
think?
unless the club
You
has
see
a
on their
theme,
IG and you
unless
see the
like is a
location,
motive,
you know that's what it was
or
for.
like it's like
I
a
don't know,
games
you
night
know.
or someone's birthday.
I don't know, you know. Like I don't think people go out on some like.
Or
like,
they
let
go
me
out, or
there
like,
just to be
or like,
part of
like
it.
a female or like a male's perspective, I go out to get girls.
From a male's perspective, man, I'm
yeah.
out here to get gal, bro.
You don't need to
Like,
go to a club to get girls.
no,
bro.
but wait.
No, but there
some
are
man,
that are like that.
some
Yeah,
man
they
are going
are.
to a club and thinking, alright, cool, it's better because obviously some man ain't got confidence like that, innit? So they're thinking, alright, cool. If I'm drunk, I've got a lot of confidence. So let me go to a club where there's a lot of drunk people. I'm gonna get drunk, and
How
then
can you get drunk when it takes about 30 minutes to get a drink?
but that's what they're
Bro.
on, innit?
There are men that go to the
man's
bar
on the
just for
line,
fun.
yeah. The flipping bartender forgets your order. You have to say it again, and you have to wait like another 30 minutes.
Or they
One,
might hear you.
No,
Long.
because even that is a topic to talk about. Just the bar itself is
Yeah,
the
that's
longest
what-
thing.
That's why I found. If
This
you ain't
is
got
why,
a table,
if you ain't got a table, what are you
you
doing?
here?
What are you doing?
Why are you here?
Yeah, really and truly. Like they actually are man them who I know I've seen waste time in the queue to get drinks. Then I'm
Come
thinking,
back and it's gone in 10 seconds.
not even that. They've got it for their boys, and then a girl will come out. Just
have
the
you ever got a
mindset.
drink for a girl?
Like-
I've never got a drink for a girl.
Yeah, I've got.
Ask
a drink
me
before.
to go buy you a
Yeah,
drink.
I ain't never got a drink.
So I mean,
But like no,
they know
like
what
would
they're
you
doing,
like
though.
go and
That's the
buy a
thing.
drink?
Yeah.
No,
No, but
like,
it's easy
I've
for
had
them
my
to say
drink
that.
and gone like bottle wise. Do you feel me?
Never.
I've never gone out and
What
gone
in
yeah.
your
let me
section?
get a-
In your section, dude.
Never.
yeah,
Like I'm talking like a
Did
random
they come
girl.
with you? Did they come with you?
a random girl. Yeah.
Never.
That's not me.
You've
still.
never done that?
You
Nah,
must have been feeling
That's not
100.
me.
Like,
Yeah,
still.
no, I've done that.
Never.
But that's what happens.
Even the man
innit?
them say, open
That's
your
what-
mouth.
man
Open
them-
your mouth.
man
I work
them-
hard for my
I
money.
hate
Man, and
hits.
that's what happens.
I hate it
Alpha, you
so
know.
much.
What-
No, if I have a bottle, because I ain't gonna finish the whole bottle. If I have a bottle, I
That's
don't
what-
mind.
but that's what I'm
Share
talking
with
about.
people
But I ain't at the
like.
bar. Be like, rah, you looking nice. Do you want a drink? And then
No, I've never done that.
There are
Yeah,
men that
yeah,
I've seen I've done that though, and I'm thinking, wait, so you're wasting your time because now they've come out of nowhere,
But bro, that's not.
and you're doing that to do what? What do you think happens?
They're
No
not
after?
matter,
wasting time.
no matter how nice she looks, bruv.
They're not wasting.
Because that drink is not guaranteed.
Man, I'm doing
nothing.
that. Man, I'm doing.
Unless
that.
you spike it, and well, obviously.
And there are
against
man them
spiking
who
it,
actually don't think like this. They think that once you leave your glass, you think when you come back to attend that it might be in the same state.
Bruv.
Listen, boys and girls, they should hear that. But I'm thinking, listen, especially the girls. But man, them, if you leave your glass, rule 101. Even my mum knows this. Don't take it back. If you hold
Yeah,
it,
who does that?
Facts.
though?
fam, there are man them that
put it
do
down
it,
and then
it'll go,
Go.
and then they'll take
I
it
take my
back.
drink everywhere. If I'm,
You
if I've got
have
a drink in
to,
the car.
because there are people that are slipping out here, and then when they come back and they say that, I felt a bit.
I don't feel too
Fam,
good.
I-
That's the Spider-Man thing.
It's a Spider-Man thing, and you think to yourself, I might have.
Mr. Stark. I don't feel too
I
good.
don't feel too good. Now I'm like, yeah, fam. Time for you to get your Uber home.
There's like, I don't want to
Somebody
go.
might
I
have
don't want to
spiked.
go.
100%.
Nah, you gotta go. I don't want to go.
And then the legs fall out. But you know what's funny? No, another thing is, yeah, what I think, yeah. So you know, like when you go clubbing, innit? I like somebody will like they'll send you a link in it. They'll probably post you a link like, yo, here's a spot I'm trying to do a thing with, or a thing at, or like let's say like, oh, this is just like I'm trying to celebrate this and that.
Yeah.
Let's go here, innit? Like you know it, you'll purchase your ticket before you get there, innit? My thing is, when you get to the line, you know that line's not long because everybody done the same thing you did. The line is long because there are them who just probably found out last minute. Their boy was probably like, "Yo,"
and they're trying to buy a ticket at the door.
At the door, man, that buy the tickets at the door. That's mind boggles me.
But I've never been to like one of those
How
kind of
do you do
functions, though, G. Other than I've been to a couple.
Every function does that. It's just that you can do it online.
Tickets
now.
at the door sell out quick, innit? So there's gonna be they're trying to line up, trying to pattern a ticket, and there's no more available. And then so they're just standing at the line, making it long.
Is that how clubs work now?
Yeah,
like normal clubs.
That's how they've
always been doing the thing. It's just that now
a
it's
lot
online.
well, it depends. If it's like an event.
No. See that there, like events at clubs. I'm not really.
Even
I've gone
paying
to
at the
just
door,
clubs,
it's
bro.
bare expensive. It's more expensive, fam. Why would
The events are the ones though, but because obviously they put more into it instead of just going to average club, which 50-50 chance it might bang.
But that's when we go back to the intentions when you're at the club. Like for me, bro, my intentions when I was in the club wave and I'm just going clubs like all the time.
Bruv, have you ever gone to a club and it didn't bang? You're just there like, fam, what the hell am I doing?
Of course, bro. I've been to bare situations like that.
Bare? After the first one, I'm like, that's my last time.
No, but like on some like, because sometimes you're stuck in it. It's a Saturday night or it's a whatever night it is. And you're thinking, I'm trying to step. But this club's not like that. And that club, where to go?
You're in the
Uber,
Uber,
to some random thing.
You're in the Uber. You're not even talking to them because you're pissed off.
pissed using my Uber money to get home.
I'm sitting in the,
and
I'm standing in the club just looking.
Just looking around, bro.
Yeah, that's what you start doing. That
Like you can't even get litty because the atmosphere is dead.
You can't.
So
You can't get
dead. The DJ's flopping. Like,
when the DJ's dead, that's when it's the worst
It's peak,
ever.
Yeah,
it's peak, bro.
when that DJ is shit. But another thing, is afterwards. Like my thing, alright, cool. So the man them that even take their time to get there doing these at the door purchases now, even when they get there and they're trying to push in the line, they're trying to make it right. Like, yo, let us in. These are the same man that when they get in there, they don't do shit.
I don't know if I'm posting.
They don't do nothing. They just chill by the bar.
Just taking up space.
So I'm like, wait, so
No.
fussing Zen
Let's
and
dig
up
into that.
space.
Wait, hold on a minute. What do you mean don't do nothing? What are they
Like,
meant to be doing?
At least
they
a
ain't
show.
vibes.
Tell
they
them,
ain't vibes.
Kofi.
They ain't
What are they
vibes
meant to
into
be
the
out here
tune.
doing, my G?
They ain't vibes to the tune. You get me? They ain't got no. They can't chat to no girl.
I feel for them because I probably think they're
Security
on
guards,
peer
fam.
pressure. They're thinking I have to look cool by doing this, but bro, you really can. That music is there for a reason. I know when you're at your yard and you're in your bedroom or your living room and you hear this song, I know what you're really doing. Long story short, remember the thing we did for them, and the man them was just chilling. Like the man them was really waiting, and I was thinking to myself like, there are man them out there, that when it comes at the end of the rave and it's like 3 a.m. and the DJ is calling off to the slow jams now, the man them that was playing it cool are now, you know when they start doing this.
They're just standing, they're standing there with they got like one hand in their trousers.
Yeah. I remember these men are like half drunk, you know. These men are just finished the whole, and they're sweaty.
Bro, it's home time after the rave, bro. If you didn't do what you had to do inside,
That's what baffles me.
Get out of there.
I've never been that kind of guy to be hanging around, bro.
People trying to go home, bro. You know what I'm saying? People
Not some of these man.
Unless you ain't trying to drive a girl home or pay for the Uber, leave her alone, bro.
Some of these man magically think that if I holler at them, grab her arm and just chat a couple words,
It's gonna work.
She's gonna feel, oh, you know what, you're different. You're actually a different
The
road.
guy is different.
The guy's different.
guy's
It's the same
different.
bars though.
Bro.
It never gets old.
Bro, what? Where NG you guys from though? Bro, you have to do. I even got another story from.
What happened?
Remember, you're gonna beep his name out though.
Yeah.
Remember? Man, made me say it twice, bro. Maybe say
I
it
gotta find it
twice.
twice now. God's sake. And he started.
No. I know you're talking about the house thing.
He said that as well.
No, the house thing, the house thing.
Yeah. Same part.
Yeah.
Same part as.
That was
Oh
my
yeah.
part.
Crazy.
Yeah, we got to slap that story still.
Crazy. Hey, what before that though? You man ready for World War III though?
No, I'm terrified.
See the transition.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, before you ready.
I'll be honest, I'm terrified because it's a situation where we're gonna end up having to get involved, and God knows what's gonna happen. But I do believe that Iraq or Iran, whoever we've got it like with, like who the beef is with, like that, I don't think they're really on it.
No, they're on it.
I don't think
they're on
really
it because them man are passionate.
But I
They're
don't
passionate.
when I say on it, I
But
mean
they ain't got the tools.
yeah, they ain't got the tool.
They ain't got the tools.
They ain't got the answers, bro.
They ain't got the answers.
They ain't got the answers.
They ain't got the answers.
They can talk as much as they want. They can threat,
They ain't got the answers.
and they can
I'm gonna
maybe
lie.
try and hijack
I had
a
to
plane,
go
bro.
do all my YouTube my research about the army. I'm seeing how strong the army is, isn't
Yeah.
it? As long as they ain't got no nukes, man's good, fam.
But that's what I'm
it's a mad thing
saying.
if they had nukes.
They ain't got no nukes.
If they had
fam.
nukes,
They ain't got a nuke. They ain't got aircraft warrior.
there'd be a lot more.
But
breaking
they're
news.
apparently they're like the 10th or 12th. I'm not sure how updated this list is.
Mm.
They're the 10th or 12th strongest army in the world.
So what about for the airline thing? Because apparently there was a thing where there was like
Yeah,
a couple-
the
Yeah,
airplane
apparently
crash.
they knocked it down. Apparently they did that. They
Yeah,
caused
because I think Canada. I don't know why Canada is involved in even doing the what's the word? The investigation.
that. Yeah.
But
Yeah, they
some
allowed
ki-
them to come in, innit?
Yeah, but basically, okay, the Canadians came in and they found, and then they were able to confirm that the missiles that was used to take the plane down
Yeah.
were Iranian missiles. I'm like, wait, why is Canada doing the research, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if America done it, they might retaliate in it. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
this. And Canada's known to be like a cool country.
Yeah.
But I don't know in it. And I think there was 4 UK, United Kingdom people in it. 4 British people in it. 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any Americans in it, but it was an Iranian plane.
Yeah.
But I remember, because when that happened, the US government, the UK government was telling any Americans or any people in that country
Yeah.
to leave.
To leave, innit? Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you'd
boy,
be taking big risks if you want to be doing a holiday after you heard this news. You're thinking you still want to go fly United Emirates?
bro.
Alright, I mean,
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game, man. The
But it's
world's in a
war, fam.
dangerous
Did you see
place.
that speech that the man said? I sent you, man, in the chat.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He was
I ain't
talking-
even listened to it.
he was
Talking light.
crud.
Crud.
what was he saying?
Man basically said, if you want war with us, someone else
Oh, I
will
remember
raise
that
your
speech.
children.
Yeah.
When he ended it like that, I just went,
Those are
Yeah,
bars.
I've gone
I don't know,
raw.
where-
That's bars. That's bars that
Bro,
he was giving.
That's
I
beef
remember
that's
talk.
that.
gully talk. Do you
That's
know how
beef
much?
talk.
But do you know how much crud, yeah, America is on for them to come out and say that?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like I don't think
Man said, trust me, you don't want
on
this.
it. They're not on it.
You don't want it.
They
You
don't
ain't-
want it.
you
They're
ain't
just
about this
angry in
life.
it. They're just vexed that they can't pattern it.
But
They
can
can't
I-
come over and just do a madness.
But
Sorry,
Er-
quick question, yeah. Imagine if it was Russia. I don't think he'll be.
if it was Russia,
Yeah,
No, wait.
if it was Russia, I'll be scared. Right now, I'm chilled. If
looking
it was Russia, I'll be
Every
scared.
Middle Eastern European don't like, we good?
I'll
Like,
be scared. Bro,
I'll
it's
be
not even
being
about
friends
that.
with every single one of them.
I don't know where I could go because I don't even think Ghana will be safe.
If it was Russia,
Forget that.
Boy.
Bro.
Forget
There's
that.
certain
There's
countries
not
you
a
still
conversation to have.
bread. Certain countries you still have to like beg it with.
or Russia or China.
Yeah, it's mad.
Crazy.
He wouldn't even dare.
Any country with a nuke, man's shook.
Fam, listen, he
forget
wouldn't
it,
even
bro.
dare. He wouldn't even dare.
Forget it.
Man, shook,
Yeah,
'cause,
100%.
I don't think there's no underground bunker that is gonna help you, fam.
Boy,
Your whole country's gone.
Gone, bruv.
like that. And we know the bodies that them men got under the names.
Bruv.
We have to say but
But okay, today,
Nah.
if the army came and said, "Listen,
I already gave you my answer. Bro.
we,
I'm not-
no, it said we need to enlist you. If
Yeah.
you don't fight for your country,
Then what happens?
you're facing either jail time or I don't know what else is bad, jail time or I don't know, criminal record. I don't even know,
Criminal record.
Criminal record.
or
Yeah.
sanction. And the sanction could be maybe
I'd rather take
you
this.
can only ever earn up to 21k in your whole life,
No way. No. I'll
or
firm.
even 18k.
I'll firm. And I'll tell you why I'll firm. Because
You firm it?
Yes.
Like,
no,
you
no,
get-
I'm not going to the army, bro.
Why?
Because that's death.
No, it's possible death.
Yeah, possible death.
So it's everything.
But
though.
earning 21k is not possible death.
You that, bruv, it could be.
What do you mean? How?
Fam, you could be going to cash your check in one day and get hit.
Bruv.
On the road, fam, by a
But,
car.
I've got more chance of dying if I'm in the army, fam.
Yeah,
I've got
man.
less chance of dying if I'm not. So hell no. I'm not going. Bun that.
I
Not
know
for
what
me.
you're saying, yes.
All I'm saying
Not
is,
for me, bruv.
you man must be posting me on your Insta, fam.
No, I said it before. He wouldn't even wait. He would actually be like, listen, if your man needs me, just know where my
I'll be here.
postcode is.
That's wild.
Out here.
I've
At the
been
moment,
training for
if they came today, man can't go on my knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, visually, you lot can't see what's going on with the knee,
Yeah.
but
But if man was all good, man will go still.
Jesus Christ, bro. This guy's actually a madman. That's what I mean by your...
I'll go, but I'll have to move mad. Like, man's in the bushes. Man, go put the face paint on. Fam, I'll be camouflaged to the camouflage. You get me?
I think it's all fun and games, yeah, until, like...
Nah, man's not going on front line. I'm not going on front
Do
line.
you think there's a... I don't think that it works like that. I don't think you have a choice.
I'll be like,
I actually don't
I
think it works like
volunteered, so give me the
I don't
choice.
think
I
it
don't
works
think
like
it works like that, G.
I don't think it works
that.
like that. I don't think they actually look
Do you know
at
what's crazy? I saw
Mm.
some video, yeah.
Yeah.
Some girl made a TikTok video. Basically, how. No, it's crazy because she put
No,
bare
TikTok is
information.
just taking
She
the
made
piss,
bare
but yeah.
information on basically how the US government draft people in.
Okay.
And basically, they go to like areas that are like less educated, more poverty stricken areas, innit? And obviously you're gonna know what type of people live in those areas in America, like probably like black people or like minority race people, innit?
Yeah.
So go to these areas, enlist to the army. Obviously the benefits they're offering, the army has nice good benefits, you know what I'm saying? Decent pay,
When you compare to
health, all
somebody
your
that
health
hasn't really
all your
got
health
much to
insurance
go for.
done, like insurance, life insurance is all done, you know what I'm saying? Your family, if you die, whatever, they might look after, will probably look after you. So it's like, in comparison to the life they live in currently, to what they could get when they're in the army, they're going to take the option, innit?
Yeah.
But there's a test that you have to take before you get into the army. And that test is basically, it's an educational test, innit?
Right.
And obviously those people from those areas have less of a chance to pass or get a high mark at that test. And basically the people who score low on that test are the people that are mostly sent to the front line.
Right.
So because they know that you're not going to get, it's because they know they're not going to get. Obviously, this is still a conspiracy, but this is what someone found out, innit? Because they know you're not going to score as high on the test, and because the area from is like systematically sending minority races to die in war.
Yeah.
That's right.
So obviously, the high people and high, that's the people that like they come strategists or like, you know what I'm saying, but they don't go straight to the front line, which is crazy. When I said that, I'm like, listen, I make sure I'm revising. If they give me any tests, I'm revising from now early.
That's crazy, you know.
But of course, like
Yeah,
when
so
you
it's
think
a no
about it
front line,
systematically, they have to find a way to assign so and so. They're not really gonna ask you what's your best role. Maybe in this day and age, maybe they did, but I know back then, definitely not. They didn't care what was your highest educational grade. No, they was just more like, we need numbers.
That's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't, like, when I say I wouldn't mind being, I wouldn't want to be just an army, like just a soldier on the front line. I want to be like the best of the best.
Yeah, but I feel like
rogue. Like the Marine from the elite.
No, but I feel like if you want to fight for your country, I feel like if you want to fight for your country,
I'll fight behind enemy lines.
But you got to set pace then, man.
But that's
You
like
got to
saying-
set pace.
But
But
the thing is, you remember, you're not gonna be by yourself, innit? You're gonna be with a group, whether it's like a group of Marines or a group of like proper like Team Bravo 101, like whatever. You get,
Team Bravo, bro.
you know, every man in your team
This is Call of Duty.
is a gully youth, bruv.
Yeah.
Like you got a sniping specialist,
But bro,
demolition.
it's all sweet until they get capped.
I know, but
But if all of you are on this one truck
it's
getting
a low
bombed,
survivor thing, and it's just you.
I see that picture, man.
hey blood, I want to put it on the screen.
You see that?
I'm dead.
Basically, some guy, some like, I don't know, some Middle Eastern guy. He's live streaming, So they're in the truck, like
live
On
streaming.
Facebook,
he's live
or
streaming
Instagram
on
or
Facebook
something.
somewhere.
This is what it's going to now.
He's like, no, but he's like two of them like in the patrol car.
He's on
or
the
whatever,
front
innit?
line,
So
G.
he's in the first car, live streaming, and his boy is like in the back car. A man's all smiling like, hey, and then one missile just comes down. Bro, one
And sends his bedrooms home.
sends his brethren to Quake. Bro, like, fam, you know when it's instant death, you just say, nah, he might have survived.
Yeah.
Like, the way it looked, he's dead.
Yeah, it's bad.
Bro, it just, like, the car just obliterated,
Is this what it's going
Listen,
to?
you know, he just dropped the camera down to his face. Man's looking back and they look
Like, is he next?
Man's serious.
See, I have to play that off like it has to be fake, because there's no way there's a real
No,
fake,
no,
man.
no. That's not fake.
That's wavy special effects, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah, if that's
Bro.
fake, that was made by someone that's like working on some
Steven
next film, bro.
Spielberg,
Like,
fam. That was, nah,
that
I
looked
don't
too
know if it
real.
was fake, but
That's
that was
not
crazy.
fake. I hope it's not fake, but then I hope it is fake, because I hope no one
That's
dies.
crazy. But that's war, though.
But yeah, it gets out.
Yeah,
That's
but who's
what you
live
sign
streaming
up
through
for.
war? Like, yeah, man's out here,
Bro.
You see the squad.
But you know what, them man, that's what I'm saying.
Gang shit.
Them man are passionate. Like, they don't fight for just their country. They fight for like their religion. They fight for their beliefs. Like,
They feel like this is what they're supposed to be doing. Like, this is what they're born
Americans,
for.
UK, they fight for the country.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Not
yeah,
just
yeah.
their belief, because a lot of them, they might not even have a religion.
Yeah, yeah.
They fight for their country, just it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're patriarchal part of it.
Oh, your mate's been
Yeah, I know.
playing,
It's been,
Yeah, it's been doing that.
I think it might be a while. But
Sounds like it.
they fight for the country, yeah. But these
Yeah.
people, they fight for their families, their children. Like, they're willing to die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll
Like,
take a grenade.
what UK or American army guy will put a bomb to themselves and run into enemy? They don't do that.
That's awareness, yeah. That's what I'm saying, that they've got a lot more, like, not to live for. They're just like, listen, I'll really just risk it all, because I know that for where I go after this, I've done a service to my country.
Yeah.
Whereas-
And a lot of them, the belief is like, if they died for the cause they
I
believe
died
in,
the right way.
they go to
Yeah.
heaven.
Whereas, like, I know that these man, they know there is a possibility of dying, but they're like, no, I want to avoid it. I've got loved ones at home. It's a different ballgame.
I'm gonna say, if the chances, of getting capped, like head topped or something, was really low, man would be there still. Like quick.
Listen, I know Bearman's got stories.
Man
for
will
that.
be there. Cuz.
Trust me, I know Bearman when they come
Not
on,
front line, but man will be involved, fam.
No,
See man.
that's nothing to look forward to.
See
Man.
man cleaning my weapon and that.
Nah, bro.